Ellen McCauley at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. We're talking about letting go. And a lot of us have trouble letting go of our past and of our suffering, whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological. And when it affects our health, whether it's our physical health, psychological health, or our emotional health, that's not a good thing. We can deal with our pain, or we can let it slowly destroy us. And that's what Jesus is saying to us. Suffering is whatever causes us great emotional upheaval. If we have someone that we just can't forgive, let's say someone hurt one of our children badly, and we just can't forgive them. We're hurting ourselves by holding on to that anger, especially if that person's dead and there's no way to have a resolution. And it's time to forgive ourselves as well. And that's what I think a lot of people in this room have trouble with. Forgiving ourselves for our past mistakes, our past diet mistakes. You can't change the past. You can only become stronger from it. So we need to move forward, forgive our diet mistakes, and just say, I'm in Pray It Off. That's the plan I embrace now. And the plan I'm going to do is just to eat healthy, move a little more, and not quit. Those are the most important things. Eat healthy, move more, and not quit. Those are the most important things. If there is something in your life that you can't let go of that's affecting your health, that's what you need to go to God with. And it's about moving on and completely detaching yourself. Now, this is hard in case there was childhood abuse, in case there was troubles in a marriage or troubles with someone, even pain. It's hard to let go if you're in physical pain. You feel like it's God. I have a friend who stopped believing in God because she broke her neck. Now, she was able to walk again, but she has to use a walker. She has some medical issues. And she said, if there was a loving God, I wouldn't have broken my neck. And I can understand that kind of anguish, but I don't think God I think God is a loving God, and we all have things in our lives, whether it's that or something else. So if we turn our anger or our pain inward, it can become very self-destructive. And we have the power to let it go. We no longer need it. You know, I made mistakes in my life. I made bad mistakes. But dredging them up, thinking about them, I can't go back in the past. I like to think, like my friend from college, that I've tried to lead a better life to make up for those mistakes. That's all we can do, is try to go forward and be the best that we can be. Hanging on to it and beating ourselves up, God has forgiven us, we need to forgive ourselves. When you look in the mirror and hate what you see, you need addictions to survive. If I had a choice to be anyone other than Ellen McCauley, if they said, Ellen, you can be Raquel Welch, you can be, give me somebody else, Cher, you can be Beyonce, you can be whoever you want. Who do you want to be? I would still pick Ellen McCauley with all my warts, with all my problems, with all my issues. You gotta like being you. Pam, you got to pick you. Lena, you got to pick you. Bonnie, you got to pick you. Because you're the only one that ever was. There's never been another us. Why would I want to be somebody else, right? So at any given moment, you have the power to say, this is not how the story is going to end. At any given time. Wow, I like that. At any given time, you can say, you know what, I failed at losing weight and keeping it off, but that's not how my story is going to end. I'm going to be successful doing it. And one of the things you can do is name what you have done. Own it and take culpability. And if you've made a big mistake, just say, I did it. Take culpability. That's what a lot of people have trouble with. They always say, the devil made me do it. They made me do it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I always say, take responsibility. Ask for forgiveness. If there's someone still alive and you heard them say, you know, I'm really sorry. I mean, I went to a high school reunion, and I apologized to a girl. I was in marching band with her, and she wouldn't be my friend, and she moved to our high school. It was in like a community marching band. And she wanted to be in the in group. She says, Ellen, you know, you're very popular. Can I, you know, be friends with your friends? I go, well, you wouldn't be friends with me in marching band. I'm supposed to just be friends with you now when I asked you very nicely to be my friend. I mean, I was in 7th grade. But I always felt bad about it. So at the high school reunion, I said, I'm sorry, I was such a jerk in high school. I'm sorry. You know, I wish I would have just been more forgiving and more open-minded. She goes, I never gave it another thought, but just you apologizing is so great. Thank you. So we need to apologize if something's bothering us. Forgive yourself every time negative thoughts intrude. If you think about something you did and people have forgiven you, you forgive yourself, let it go. You have to understand it's a gradual process. Show up and let yourself be seen. This is especially important if you've gained weight. Do you know how hard it was to stand up in front of the group in January of 2008 and say, hey, I'm starting a weight loss group and I weigh 338. You know, I stood up and let myself be seen. Be grateful for your mistake. Radically love all that you are. You are, like I say to my kids, I'm like Popeye, I am what I am. All right? You are worthy of forgiveness. Resolve to free yourself of the past, live in the present, and look toward the future with hope and optimism. I'm going to stop right there, Bobby.